Hi, my name is Samantha and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to discuss functions in JavaScript. What are functions in a JavaScript? In JavaScript is that a function is a set of codes that can be defined and it can be executed as many times as we want. So the whatever the function is going to have to do, we have to define it before calling it. So suppose we have a function, my function one, okay? So inside this function, we want to console log, we want to print I love JavaScript, okay? So we want to print this and let's see if the function prints. It won't because we haven't called my function yet. So let's call my function, okay? My function one. Okay, let's see if it prints. Okay, now it printed. So let's call this function many times and see what happens. Let's call this function. Okay. And let's see what happens. Okay, so it got printed as many times as it was called. So what if we have another function? What if we have my function 2? And in this function, we are going to do some math. So var x equals to 20, var y equals to 30, and var z equals to x plus y. So let's console log the value of z, and let's see if it works. It does some math. My function 2. Okay, so it did the math, and my function 2 got printed after my function 1. Okay, so let's put my function 2 on top of my function 1, and let's see where it gets executed. Okay, so my function 2 was printed before my function 1 was executed because it is very contingent on the order. Functions are very contingent on the order in which it is called. So what if there's another function? What if there's another function? My function, we can call this whatever we want. It doesn't have to be my function. Okay, let's call it for loop function. Okay, because in this function we're going to make a for loop less than 5 I plus plus. Okay, so console.log um, the number is plus I. And let's call this, let's call it an order, okay? My function 1, my function 2, we called this for loop function. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so my function 1, my function 2, and my function, for loop function has been printed. What if we want to call one function from another function? Let's see, let's call my function 1 from my function 2, and let's see if it executes. Okay. All right, so I love JavaScript has been printed 2 times because my function 1 printed I love JavaScript, my function 2 printed I love JavaScript because my function 1 was called from my function 2. And then the for loop function also got printed. Okay, so what if we call the for loop function, we only have my function 2, and we call the for loop function inside my function 2. For loop function, okay. Okay, so my function 1 and then my function, sorry, the for loop function is got printed. So this is how a function works in JavaScript. I hope I have been clear and I hope you understand it. Thank you for watching my video.